Hi everyone. Good afternoon. Can you guys hear? Good afternoon. Hello. Hi.
Hi, Coach. Good afternoon.
Hi. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Hi,
Okay,
Coach. Good
wait.
afternoon.
Hello, hello, hello. Hi, hello. Yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone who's here. Wait, I have some people still joining. Just give me a few seconds. Okay, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Anyway, wait, let me check the others. Do we have everyone? Yes, good afternoon to everyone. Good actor. The one is missing. Yes, good afternoon, good afternoon. Okay. Yeah, everyone. Okay, so anyway, yes, hi, good afternoon, everyone. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. It feels like it's going to rain here in our place. Hopefully, it would not pursue. Hopefully, it's just the thunder and lightning, but just that. Okay, but anyway, so welcome again to your Basic English Language 101 or your English Language Proficiency Training. Okay, so we'll just simply continue where we left off yesterday. But of course, before we do that, so I would like to hear your voices as well. Okay, so I would just like to catch up. It feels like we've been together for so long. I would just like to catch up with everyone who's already here. This is it. Thank you, Ben. Okay, I'd just like to catch up with everyone who's already here. Like, how are you guys doing? How's your day so far? This particular training that you're having, this virtual assistant training that you're having, not just for the basic English language 101, for the other sessions that you were having as well with the other coaches on the other session. How are you guys keeping up so far? Okay, for me to be able to hear your voices as well, for me to be able to hear your English as well, so that you can practice more speaking in English, right? And free form. So just anything that you would like to say. Wow, anything that you would like to say so far. How's your day so far? How's the sessions that you've been having so far? How about this experience that you've been having so far? Because I would assume for most of you here, this thing that you are going into is kind of new. This different sessions, this different trainings that you are having is kind of new, right? Since most of you guys, from what I've heard yesterday, have actually came from like an office job, right? Not something that's virtual or not something that's totally work from home. So, how's your experience so far, or are you enjoying so far? Do you think you will get a lot from this particular sessions that you are having, or this particular career that you are pursuing, or what's anything that you can share? Let me ask random people that I have not heard the voices yesterday, or anyone who would like to volunteer. Anyway, let me ask. Let me see. Jacqueline Delphin. Jacqueline. Oh, there's no mic. Wait. Okay, there's no mic connected to her audio. Wait. Okay, let me ask other people first while she's fixing her mic. How about for Abigail? Abigail.
Hi, Coach. Good afternoon.
Hi. Good afternoon.
For me, it is interesting on the first day and overwhelming also on the
Mhm.
a lesson that you teach and looking forward to learn more
Mhm.
for this.
Have you had other sessions with other coaches as well?
No, this is the only one.
Oh, not yet. You have not
Yes,
had any sessions with other coaches yet. But are you
not
looking
yet.
forward to the sessions that you'll be having with them?
Looking forward.
What specific session are you specifically looking forward the most?
I think the Viva, but I'm still looking forward for this since I have my full-time job. So I'm just
Mm-hmm.
waiting for available time for this.
So this is something like on the sideline for now since
Yes,
you're still
yes.
working your full-time job. Oh, are you planning to pursue this like full-time as well, or it's for now it's really just like a side job?
Looking forward, coach, hopefully to divert
Hopefully.
it. Yes. Just
Hopefully,
learning
okay.
from the basic until we can move forward for the VA, hopefully.
Mhm.
Thank
Hopefully, okay.
Yes.
Let's hope for the best then if that's
Hoping for the
something that
best to
yes,
learn
if
everything.
true. It's really a learning process. Like all jobs anyway is really a learning process. So let's see. Let's see. Hopefully you'll get the best of what you want to pursue for this particular career. Thank you for that, Abigail. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you,
Um,
coach.
you're welcome. How about for you? Florence May.
Yes, coach.
Hi, good afternoon.
I
How are you?
I'm good. I just have s-
Are
I
you
just
okay?
have yeah, I'm not okay actually.
Oh my
I'm having a
god.
headache and I
Right.
have sneeze.
It sounds like you have
Well,
colds.
yes. Sorry.
That's fine. That's totally fine. Hopefully you get better. My
Thank
God.
you.
You're welcome. But apart from that, have you had a lot of sessions already with this particular career that you're pursuing?
Well, I'm currently have a training session in social media
Mm-hmm.
marketing. I have activities now, so uh I'm scheduling myself or organizing myself to have training with you in the afternoon, and in the
Mm-hmm.
morning I am doing the activities for social media marketing.
And how is the experience for that so far?
Well, so far, uh, my training in social media marketing is great. I'm
Mm-hmm.
learning a lot. While
Mm-hmm.
in your session, I'm learning a lot and gaining my confidence on how to speak with you, and how our sentences last
Mm-hmm.
session, the
Mm-hmm.
sentences, yes, I've learned a lot yesterday. Yes,
Oh,
that's
that's
all.
nice for the social media as well. If since that's something that would really add up to your skills. Well, that's good. That's good. And I hope you feel better,
Yeah,
especially these
thank you.
days. The weather is really not that good for
Yeah,
us. It's too hot, but then suddenly it will like rain like cats and dogs. So it will
yes,
suddenly turn so cold
that's
and
true.
then hot again. That's why I believe that's why a lot of people are having like colds or fever. But I hope you feel a bit better. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
that, Florence. Thank you. Okay. And how about for you? Maritoni. Oh, I like the name.
Hi.
Hi,
Sorry
how are
about
you?
I'm so sorry about the background noise because my
No,
son is playing
I
beside
cannot
me.
hear anything. Don't worry.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, actually I don't have any training aside from
Mhm,
yours.
mhm,
So, but I'm planning to pursue a virtual assistant career
mhm,
since I have an experience being a customer service representative.
mhm,
And this is good because I need to refresh myself as well in my
mhm,
English proficiency.
mhm. How long have you been a customer service representative?
Just for a year. But I
Mhm.
handled chat and email support.
Wow.
I am chat and email support.
Mhm, yes, because there's a lot of stuff to do with that as well.
Yeah, that's
Was it like local or was it like international
yeah,
accounts as
it's an
well?
international account.
Mhm, that's nice because that's for your written English
Yeah.
grammar as well. And what made you pursue the VA or at least to consider the VA path for your career?
Yeah, because I'm planning to go back at work since I am a mom. I want
Mm-hmm.
to work at home so that I
Mm.
can look for my son as well.
Oh, totally understandable. Yes, a
Yeah.
lot of people, especially after the pandemic,
Yeah, that's right.
everyone was able to experience the work from home setting, and how, I mean, for most, it was more efficient, really, than like wasting time to travel and going to office. So yeah, I totally
Yes.
understand that. Okay, okay. Hopefully
Thank
it
Thank
gets
you.
better. But what sessions do you plan to pursue?
I'm sorry. Sorry.
Like what type of sessions? Since you've mentioned that this is like the only session that you're having for now, right? What other sessions are you going to have in the
Um,
future?
to be honest, I don't have any idea at all being a
Mm-hmm.
virtual assistant, but I'm still searching or
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but this is my first step is to refresh myself for my English language and do
Mm-hmm.
some the right what do you call it? I'm sorry. My
That's fine. Go ahead.
my son is distracting me. I'm sorry.
No, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
That's the one of the perks
Yeah.
of working from home.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but I'm still searching
Mm,
for what virtual assistant is doing.
okay, so still discovering, taking baby steps for now.
Yeah, baby steps.
Okay. Well,
Thank
it's
you.
good. At least there's already something like you already have this step for the basic English language. Then, of course, you'll go on from there. Thank you very much from that, Anthony. I hope everything you'll be able to find whatever it is that you're searching for this particular career. Thank you for that. Let me
Thank you.
ask. You're
Thank you.
welcome. Let me ask a few more people to hear your voices as well, and for you to practice speaking English as well, because it'll totally help you guys a lot. Let me hear it from Welma. Welma, are you here? Are you there? Are you everywhere? Where are you? Or are you having problems with your mic? But anyway, since she's not responding yet, let me ask other people first. Okay. How about for Rana? Since I'm not seeing any last name, so I just want to read it out. Rana.
Hi, Coach. Good afternoon.
Hi. Good afternoon. How are you?
Doing good. I'm great.
You're great. That's so
I'm
nice. If someone is great, why are you feeling great?
because
Like, is
I'm
your
still
day going
alive.
smooth? That's true. That's true. That's something that we should be grateful for. But what about your day so far? Is everything going smoothly? Like everything that you've had planned out for today?
I'm sorry, Coach, but there's a problem with my connection.
Oh,
Your voice.
am I cutting in and out on your end? Hello, hi, hello, hi, hello, oh. Oh, she's having difficulties. Okay then. Rana. Okay then. Yeah, no, that's totally fine, Velma. That's totally understandable. My gosh, why? Anyway, it's really a mortal enemy when everyone's working from home. The connection, especially here in the Philippines, it's really kind of hard. Our connection, like you don't know what's going to happen to it. Like every network company has their own pros and cons, and almost everyone has the cons of having difficulties with their connection. Okay, while she's fixing, or hopefully your connection gets better. Let me ask a few more people. How about for Jasmine? Oh, I like the name.
Hi,
Yes.
mom. Good morning.
Hi. Good
Hi.
afternoon. Good morning. How are you?
I'm okay, mom. I'm I'm struggling right now.
Why?
My
Why?
viewers is awake.
Oh, okay.
Sorry for the background.
No, that's totally fine. That's something that's totally understandable whenever we're working from home. Like
I can't
all.
find my headset. That's why.
No, that's fine. That's fine. How's your day so far?
Um, it's good.
Like, did you have a lot of agendas for today?
Yeah. Mother's duties.
Mother duties. Apart from the session, everything else is all mother duties.
There's I'm trying to look for work from home setup job.
Mm-hmm. And how is that going so far?
So far, there's no response about my application.
Well, it takes time. It really takes time for that, like patience and everything else. So hopefully you'll be able to receive a response soon. Let's hope for that. Let's hope for the best. Okay, thank you very much for that, just Jasmine, and hi as well to your baby. Okay, thank you.
People, thank
You're
you.
welcome. You're welcome. Okay, let me ask as well. Just a few more so that I can hear your voices. How about for Vida?
Yes, coach. Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon. You have a lot of energy for today.
Yes,
How are you? How are you?
I'm good and alive and kicking. I'm currently working until 5 p.m. So while attending our session, I'm working.
Oh my God, a multitasker.
Yes, we
For
have
the
to know how to multitask.
Oh my gosh, I salute you for that, for being a multitasker. Is the work that you're having like a work from home setting as well?
Can you repeat that, coach? I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, sure. The work that you have right now, is that a work from home setting, or are you like in an office right now?
Uh, work work at home.
Oh, that's also work from home. And is that like a full-time job?
Only part time, working
Oh.
for 1 to 5 p.m. daily.
Oh, like a part-time as well.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, I see. Is it like a virtual assistant thing also?
Yes, it's a non-voice. So at the end of our training this week, I hope that I can confidently speak the English language better so I can pass the upcoming interviews with the client because I'm really having difficulties talking and answering the interviews with the foreigners. So I hope I
Mm.
can learn and do better.
Why? What do you think are the problems that you're facing if you're speaking in English?
Uh, because when I'm attending the interviews, I'm
Mm-mm.
always nervous talking to them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's totally understandable, especially with us Filipinos, since we don't really speak the language like on a daily basis,
Yes.
right? We don't really speak it on a daily basis. So it's going to be kind of really nerve wracking when we're speaking to foreigners. And being Filipinos, though the foreigners does not really mind it that much, Filipinos are really grammar Nazis. We're really very conscious with grammar, and we really tend to be like, we want it to be perfect on how we speak English. So that's something that would add up to the nervousness whenever we're speaking the language, because we're thinking, am I speaking it right? Am I pronouncing
Yes.
it right? Is my grammar correct? So for foreigners, normally they don't really care about it because they don't have perfect grammar as well. And for pronunciation, it actually differs for accent. There's an English accent, there's a British accent, or a pronunciation as well. So as long as they would be able to understand it. So as long as you speak a lot of English, that would really help out a lot with the confidence. Because once you get used to it, it's just like breathing. It's just like breathing that it would normally come out of you. And that takes practice. That takes practice and a lot 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 of practice for us to be able to confident with it. But for the nervousness, that's something that would always be there. It would always be there, whatever happens. The nervousness would really be there. So it's just really practice, 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 and hopefully, yes, hopefully this particular session would help with you being able to at least practice speaking in English, to at least gain a bit of confidence, if not a bit, a lot of confidence with you guys speaking in English, right? Because of course, for the VA thing that we have right now, it's normally like international clients, right, or foreigners. So it's really going to help out a lot. But hopefully it would help you. Thank you very much for that, Vida. And it's nice. It's good. It's good if you actually know what you think is something that you're lacking at, right? Because at least you would know what you should work more on, right? What you should focus your attention on. So that's good. That's totally good. That's totally one step already for you in being able to develop your English speaking skills more. Good job. Okay, thank you for that. I hope you have a good time with the job that you're having right now. And good luck as well with the future interviews. Cross fingers,
Yes,
fingers
thank you, Coach.
crossed with the future interviews that you'll be having as well. Thank you. And one more person, one more. Um, one more. Let's have one more. Let me hear it from Pat. I just saw the name. There's no last name. I'm sorry, there's someone raising their hand. Oh, sure. Mary Saul, go ahead.
Hi, Coach. Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
This is my first time attending on your training,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm very nervous right now, but I want to
Mm-hmm.
try.
Go.
Um, I'm currently doing a business. I sell squid in the market, and
Mm-hmm.
I work as a technical support engineer, but my company is not in a good condition right now. So
Mm-hmm.
they have to remove some people, and I'm one of them. Sad.
Yes.
I'm so sad. So
But
as
is
of now,
yeah, go on, sorry.
I'm doing outsourcing from my friend, and
Mm-hmm.
I want to use my extra time to learn English to gain my confidence.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't uh I'm not yet attending in any kind of training. So
Mm-hmm.
would you mind if I ask where to start? Because I know some skills like go high level, but I don't know where to start
Mm-hmm.
because my previous work, um, my friend was manager there. So now I don't know where to start, how to apply. I don't have any idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for the last or the previous work that you've had, since it was really unfortunate how you were unable to continue that particular path or career, right? Do you plan to go back to that career, or are you planning to pursue this virtual assistant career like full time?
I'm planning to pursue my virtual assistant career as full time. Actually,
Mm-hmm.
I already bought my MacBook
Mm-hmm.
here, but my company removed some people and one of them. So I'm planning to continue this since I started this, and I
Mm-hmm.
really love the work as a virtual assistant. But I don't have any confidence when it comes to speaking English, and I'm so
Mm.
nervous.
Yeah, it's really going to be difficult, like to gain confidence speaking in English, especially with us Filipinos. Like the standard
Yeah,
is always too high with us. Like I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
really
yeah.
know why, but with everything, standard is always so high with Filipino, especially with speaking in English since it's like a second language or at least like a primary language for us as well, because technically everyone really speaks English. So there's a high standard for us. That's why everyone is nervous whenever speaking in English because everyone gets conscious about it. Because in the back of our minds, we're thinking, other people are judging how we speak, how we pronounce things, our grammars as well, if it's right, if it's not right. So that's why it's like 10 times more nerve wracking whenever we're speaking in English. And it would really take time for you guys to be confident with it. One way for that really is to speak the language. That's really it, is for you to be able to practice the language um, on a normal basis, to speak it in a normal basis. Because once you speak it like every day, for example, or in yeah, every day, or you have someone that you're speaking English in a normal basis, so it will come off more comfortable with it. Because I started with that as well, of course. I was not really I was so conscious with speaking in English because, of course, my gosh, what if people are judging me? What if my grammar is not right, my pronunciation as well, especially with pronunciation, right? So it will really take time for us to be able to be confident with the language. So I hope you guys will take this opportunity, the session that we're having, that whenever I'm giving you guys the chance to be able to speak, right? The language, to answer questions, that you would take that opportunity because at least you have this session to be able to speak English, right? To talk to someone in speaking English, because that's a form of practice, right? And in regards with the path that you can take, you can start first with where you are actually interested in, right? Or where you are most confident in, the skill that you're most confident in, right? And then you can go on from there. It's the first step that's always the most difficult. Like in everything, right? Taking the first step is always the most difficult for us to take because we don't know really. No one really knows how to where to start, like what should I pick? Is this good for me? Is that better? What would most benefit you? What would most benefit me? Right? That's really always the most difficult. But if it's for me, like for me personally, I would always go first for something that I'm quite confident in or something that I'm good at, and then I'll go on from there. Right? Because once you start on something, it will totally branch out. You will start branching out after that. Once you take the first step, you would see other paths just naturally opening it up once you got used to that particular path, and then you'll go on from there. Yeah, is someone calling me? So I hope you'll be able to figure out whatever it is that you're definitely good at, or some a particular path that would you would have an interest in, right? You start from there. So there, thank you though, thank you. Hopefully everything will be good on the particular path that you are planning to take. So this is I'm your DJ for today, guys. Sure. No. Okay. So hopefully this particular short free talking time was able to help out some of you guys. Okay, in practicing the language itself. Okay, and I'm sorry, are you calling me like Gertrude's? Because there was a coach. Is there a problem? What is it?
No, ma'am. Hi, good afternoon.
Oh, would you like to take your turn as well?
Yes, if given the chance.
Oh, of course. Go ahead.
Yes, you can call me Dang. Actually, this is my
Dang.
first. Yes, Dang.
Mhm.
This is my first time to attend this session, and
Mhm.
currently I do not have any work. I've worked before with the airline industry, and
Mhm.
also in the financial industry. And I'm glad I am part of this session.
I'm
Yesterday was
glad.
great, and then
Mhm.
today I have accomplished something with some of my BIR issues.
Mhm. The VAR issues, yes, that's everyone's issue always. That's always everyone's problem. Though you did mention that you're part of the airline industry before. Like what part of the airline industry where you were before?
I was part of Philippine Airlines as the supervisor in the airport.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. So what made you choose to like divert into this particular path?
I was part of the retrenchment program of Philippine Airlines. So,
Um,
yes, 2011. Then I shifted to the financial industry. I became
mm-hmm.
a financial advisor with Manulife
Mm-hmm.
Philippines. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to look for new path. Even though I am 57 years old now,
Mm-hmm.
I'm still learning and I'm trying to study as well. So because I want to equip myself before getting to a new path. I want to prepare
Mm-hmm.
myself to get equipped also.
Are you not continuing the financial advisor career that you've had before?
There are some offers from
Mm-hmm.
other company, but I'm trying to think it over because with the present economic situation of our country, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people will give priority to the basic needs.
That's true.
You
That's
know,
true.
Filipinos have this um, idea or thought that it's better to buy food than buy insurance.
That's true. That's actually very true. I know a lot of people want to really get like insurance, especially as a preparation, like right for their future. But it's really difficult to start since it would need money for that, and not everyone has the luxury to actually obtain an insurance. So yeah, I totally get that. Yeah, and age does not really matter with this. Like everyone should always learn. Every day learning is a continuous process. It's good that we're always learning every day, so I totally salute you for that. Good job. What do you plan to pursue in this new career that you are looking at?
Actually, I'm trying to prepare first myself, get the knowledge and the learnings I need.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to be prepared before indulging in any path.
So you're just like checking at everything first, like preparing yourself before you actually choose like what
Yes, yes, ma'am.
particular path.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What particular
Because I know because
sessions?
I know because I
Mm-hmm.
know being a virtual assistant is not that easy.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That's true because there's a lot. There's a lot
Yes,
of options,
yes,
possibilities in being a virtual assistant. And
yes.
what sessions or what preparations are you doing for that?
This is my first session
Mm-hmm.
with Blaggy Mary, and
Mm-hmm.
then I'll try to take a look on the curriculum that you have and see what will fit me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It it is nice that everyone is actually looking up their choices first because we need to it's okay to jump as well, but like there's this more confident feeling if you're preparing yourself for something, if you've looked at all of the options before you actually regret some decisions that you will be doing, right? But that's nice, that's nice, that's nice. Hopefully you'll be able to find as well, or at least check all of the options that you have and be able to decide on something that you would really want to pursue in this particular career. Do you plan on having this like a full-time work?
Yes, yes. I just need to get my equipment ready. So
Hmm. Yeah, all the investments that we need
yes, yes.
for you
Because
guys to be able
these
to.
are all part of investments, new investment.
That's true. Mhm. That's true. Being a virtual assistant, there's a lot of of investment that you would need to make first before you actually reap something from this
Yes,
particular career. So hopefully everyone's investments are going to be good. You'll be able to reap something soon for everyone, hopefully. Let's hope for that, for the best for everyone who's here and everyone who's actually pursuing this particular career that's not really something sure of yet. So hopefully you guys will be able to find that particular path that you're looking for. But thank you very much for that, Dang. Thank you for
thank you very much
sharing
also, ma'am.
that information and having the confidence to actually speak. Okay, so hopefully for the others as well, soon you'll gain that confidence, or at least that push, right, to be able to speak where a lot of people would be able to hear your voices as well. And even though you're conscious, you're nervous, you would be able to get past that, right? For you to be able to speak more confidently with this particular language, because this is something that you would really need. But anyway, thank you for those who were able to speak out. Okay, now just for some, it's not really a major thing, okay, but it's better there. Something that could make it better for most of you is in regards with pronunciation. Like for example, the BV sound and the PF sound as well. For some, it gets interchanged, like it's a word with a letter V on it, but it gets pronounced with a letter B instead. Same thing with the F sound, it gets interchanged at times. And for the TH sound, for Filipinos, most of the time the TH sound gets pronounced with a D sound instead, right? But there are variations in how we can pronounce this particular word with TH on it. So it's nice if we can be more conscious about it, right? On how to better pronounce some particular words. But again, those are something that we can take practice on, okay? Because you'll be able to hear it a lot of times. You'll be able to notice it as well as time goes by that, oh, I'm actually pronouncing it this way. I'm actually pronouncing it that way, right? So you'd be able to know that, okay, I would need to pronounce it in a different way. I would need to say it in a different way. Okay, and I can feel the nervousness for most of you guys, and that's totally normal. That's totally normal. Okay, but since you were able to speak up, right, that's already one step with you being able to more confident with the particular language. Okay, thank you. Thank you for sharing your insights, your experiences, everything, your day to day. Okay, I hope everyone will feel better as the day goes on. But anyway, we'll just simply continue where we left off yesterday. I actually can't remember where we left off. Oh, there. We stopped with verb tenses yesterday, right? So we'll just pick up from here. So just like what we've mentioned yesterday, so we have different tenses of the verb. So we have past tense, present tense, future tense, past participle tense as well. And yesterday, you guys are doing really good that you were able to provide, right? For some of the common verbs that we have, what's the correct tense for it? What's the correct past tense, present tense, past participle as well. Now, how are we to use, okay, this particular tenses? Okay, are we supposed to use like past? When are we supposed to use past tense? When are we supposed to use present tense? When are we supposed to use the future tense of the verb? So it depends on the timeline that we actually have. Okay, so here, so a characteristic or form of a verb that indicates the time of the action, occurrence, or state of being expressed by the verb. So one of the rules that we do have is, this is very important, we do not shift from one tense to another if the time frame for each action or the state is the same. So if, for example, you're talking about something that has happened before, so talking about the past, right? All the tenses on your sentence should be past tense. Because what normally happens is that we are not really that aware of our tenses. So there are times that past tense, present tense, they all get mixed up in our sentence when we are talking about something that has actually happened. Like for example, here. So I explained to the customer that the invoice needs the approval of his manager. So the system did not show that the manager approves his expenses. So we have here explained, we have here needs, we have here did not show, we have here approves, right? So explained here is a past type of the tense, and then needs is the present form of the tense, and then did not show, so did, this is something that happened before, right? This is the past tense of do. And we also have here approves, which is also the present tense, right? When for this particular sentence, they are just simply talking about something that has happened in the past or that has happened before. So everything, all of the tenses here should be in the past tense as well, if there are no shift on the time of the action, right? So it should be, I explained to the customer that the invoice needed the approval of his manager. The system did not show that the manager approved his expenses. So if you're talking about something that has happened before or that will happen, so your tenses on the sentence should be consistent as well. You cannot just simply shift from one tense to another, like past tense going to present tense, going to past tense again, and then present again, because that would be very confusing with the timeline. Okay, and that actually totally affects the way someone would be able to understand our sentence or whatever we are trying to express. So it's very important that we are consistent with our tenses. Okay, not just in the speaking form, of course, but you might need to draft emails, for example, or send messages, right? So the tenses should always be consistent with the time frame. If there are no shift on the time, of course, if everything that you're talking about, everything has already happened, so everything should be in past tense. Okay, but is it always consistent? Is it something that is like a golden rule that we should only, okay, is it a golden rule that all tenses should be consistent in a sentence or in a particular paragraph, for example? Not really. Again, it depends on the time frame. Okay, if the time frame for each action is going to be the same, for example, everything happened in the past, all actions happened in the past, so everything should be in past tense. But there will be instances as well that shift in tenses happen. So, meaning in one sentence, there's a present tense, there's a past tense, there's a future tense, for example. Okay, because there was a shift on the time frame that happened. So, for example, here, oh, not you. Okay, where's my example? Anyway, okay, for example, wait. Let me provide an example. Just give me one moment. There. Okay. It's too small. It's too small for you guys. Okay. For example, okay, here. So for example, for this particular sentence, so I will call the customer to let him know that I will find out about the invoice. So we have here will call, right? And then we have here will find as well. So both of them are going to be in the future tense, right? But this is going to be confusing. Why? Because this one is the future action that you will be doing is that you will be calling the customer, but the information that you will be telling the customer is something that you have already done, right? Before you actually call someone, you're already done with whatever you will be doing. So this one is I will call the customer to let him know that since this is something that you have already done before, right? It's a different time frame. This is something that you will be doing, but this is something that you have already done. So there's a different time frame between these two actions, right? So if there are different time frames between the actions that you will be doing, then a shift of tense is allowed for that. So instead of this particular sentence, so it could have been to let him know that I found. There. So I will call the customer to let him know that I found out about the evidence. So we have here the past tense of the word find or of the verb find, right? Since this is something that has already been done or an action that has already been completed. So it is allowed to have a shift on the tenses, of course, in a particular sentence, again, depending on the time frame. If they're the same time frame, so same tenses should be applied, but if they are different time frames, so different tenses should apply as well. So the verb that we will be using will be dependent, of course, on the time frame. Okay, so let's be mindful of our time frames for that. Okay, in regards with the verb usage, because this is really one of the most common errors that happen is in regards with the sentence or the verb usage in a particular sentence, because most of the time it's really just all mixed up together. Okay, it's really just mixed up all together, like there's past tense, there's present tense, there's future tense as well. Okay, so let's just be mindful of that so as to better express, okay, the message that we are trying to portray. Okay, so there. Now, we also have here, okay, for word usage. So on this particular part of the session, so this is when to use the particular words. Okay, like for example, accept versus accept, fewer versus less, it's without an apostrophe versus it's with an apostrophe s. There. Okay, because those are some of the common errors that you would normally encounter, especially on the written form, right? Whenever you're writing something, should I use this? Your, the Y-O-U-R versus your, the Y-O-U apostrophe R-E, right? Those are some of the common errors that we are encountering as well. So when is the time to correctly use each word? Are they the same? Are they different in usage? So we'll go through that as well. Now for word usage, for you to be more used in speaking the language as well and be more confident with yourselves, okay? You don't really need to impress whenever you're speaking in English, right? So try to, if you can avoid using fancy words and phrases, okay? When a simple phrase, simpler words can actually convey your idea, right? It's better to be simpler in using our sentences and using the words, as long as the other person will be able to understand, will be able to get whatever we are expressing to them or whatever we are saying to them, right? Instead of you, yes, you're using your fancy words, you're using your fancy phrases, but you're not using them correctly. You just want to sound intelligent. You just want to sound, I'm good at English, right? So it would be better, okay, that you can use simpler words as well, simpler ones that can actually convey the idea, okay, unless you're really sure of how to use those highfalutin words, okay, because using highfalutin words would not really have you look good or sound good. Okay, it would not make you sound good. What if you're not using it correctly, right? So you're just going to sound not good with it. Okay, so if you can use some simpler ones, as long as it actually conveys the idea, what's actually important, right, is that the other person or the other party would be able to understand whatever you are saying or whatever you are actually expressing. And also, what we've noticed, especially with Filipinos, this is something that I'm guilty of as well, is that we commonly use or we're fond of using the English words just and only, right? Especially the word just. For me personally, I'm really fond. I'm overusing the word just, especially before. Okay, those are the common words that are overused in Filipino English, words just and only, right? So if they're not something that's relevant to your sentence or that's something relevant to how your meaning would be understood, try to eliminate those particular words, okay? The just and only. Try to take out those words if it's just additional word count. Normally, it's just additional word count, okay, on your speaking English, but would not really affect the meaning itself, right? So try to get rid of those because they act as fillers as well, just like the the us, okay, or the yeah. So try to get rid of those particular fillers, okay? Remember for the English language, so start small, okay? Express. You don't really need to impress, okay? So express, don't impress. Okay, because as long as the other party would be able to understand you, that's good. You're doing good already. Okay, the vocabulary, the high following words, the big words, they would follow through. Okay, as long as you get used to with the language. Okay, so some of the words that we do have here for word usage. First, we have accept versus accept. Okay, so this is something that's quite common that might be confusing for some. So when to use the word accept, when to use the word accept, since they kind of sound like the same, right? So they are actually two different words. So we have here for accept, it means to receive. So for example, she accepted the gift. I accepted your gift. So meaning I received your gift, right? While accept, it means that you need to exclude, to take out. It's not part, okay? Or to leave out or to exclude. Why is it like redundant? Okay, it means to exclude or to leave out or to take out. It's not part. Okay, she's accepted from the group. Okay, meaning she's not part of the group. Okay. So everyone attended the party except for John, for example. So meaning everyone is at the party and John did not attend the party. Okay, so they are two different words. So we have here accept versus accept. So for example, John accepted the task that was assigned to him. All the agents were retired except for James. Okay, so they're totally two different words. Okay, it's just that they kind of sound like the same. That's why there are times that there might be confusions on how or when to use these two particular words. Okay, but again, totally different meaning. So accept means that it is to receive. You're getting something or someone is getting something, while accept, take it out, not part of, leave out, exclude. Okay, so there. Now, apart from exact versus exact, so we also have here fewer versus less. Okay, so we also have here fewer versus less. So for fewer or less, so they actually have the same meaning, right? That it's not enough or it's less than. Okay, but when are we going to use these two particular words? Because they will have different usage as well. Or when are we supposed to use these two different words? So for the word fewer here, this is when we are referring to an amount that could be expressed as a specific number. So if it's something that you can count, okay, if it's something that you can count, like the noun itself that you are pertaining to is something that you can count, then you are going to use the word fewer. Okay, like for example, the participants that we have for this session is going to be fewer than the other session, right? Because I can count the participants that we have here, right? We can count people. Now, for the word less, okay, so for fewer, it's something that you can count, okay, that can be with a particular number. Less, okay, this is when we are comparing those that does not have numeric amounts. Okay, so something that you cannot physically count, like 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so like for example, there, bodies of water. Okay, you would need to measure it specifically, right? Um, Spaces as well. Okay, but if it's not something that you can physically count or can like just simply assign a number to it, okay, then we have the word less for that. Okay, fewer, if you can express it with a specific number, for example, there are 10 people, fewer than blah, blah, blah. Okay, but if it's less, it's something that would not have a numeric amount to it. So for example, we have fewer than 100 invoices left to encode. So this is something that we can physically count, right? And we did assign a number to it, 100, right? There's a number indicated here. While for the less, so there is less water in the lake this time of the year, right? So it's just an estimate. There is no specific numeric amount that was assigned to this, and you cannot assign to that as well. Okay, that's why we have used less for that instead. So these two words, even though they do have the same meaning, they're not interchangeable. So you cannot use less in place of fewer. You cannot use fewer in place of the word less. They have their own specific usage, okay? But technically, they do mean the same thing, right? They do mean the same thing. They have the same meaning. But again, they're not interchangeable. Okay, you cannot say we have less than 100 invoices left to encode. That's going to be grammatically incorrect. You cannot say there is fewer water in the lake this time of the year. It sounds okay, right? It sounds okay. But grammatically, that would be incorrect as well. Okay, so just take note of the specific usage that we have for this. So we have fewer, we also have less. Again, fewer if there's a specific amount that you can actually assign to it. And then less if there is no numeric amount for it. Okay, so there. Now, this one is also very common. Okay, so we also have it's versus it's with an apostrophe on it. Okay, they sound the same. You would not be able to distinguish them if you're just hearing it, right? You would not know, oh, it's with an apostrophe. Oh, it's without an apostrophe, right? No one says it apostrophe s. Okay. So when are we to use these two different words? Okay, it's versus it apostrophe S. Okay, so for it's, it apostrophe S rather first. So this is a contraction for it is, it has, it was. Okay, so it's a contraction. That's why it has an apostrophe on it, right? Whenever it's with an apostrophe on it, it's just a contraction of the word, right? Like for example, your, the you apostrophe re, that's a contraction of you are, you were, right? So for it's going to be a contraction of it is, it was, it has. Okay. While for the word it's without an apostrophe, so it's the possessive form of the pronoun it. Right? Remember we talked about pronouns yesterday. We've talked about pronouns yesterday. Okay, yesterday, just yesterday. And then we did mention, or I did mention, that there are possessive form of the pronouns as well if it's in a possession of something to indicate that it is being possessed by someone or he, her. Okay. So for it, the possessive form of this particular pronoun will be it's without the apostrophe. So meaning belonging, okay, to it. Okay, so for example, Google has its own email function, so you cannot put apostrophe S on it. Why? Because if you put apostrophe S, it would just read as Google has, it is, it was, it has own email function. And that does not sound good, right? It does not sound good, and you would not be able to understand it as well. Technically, Google has its own email function. What are you saying? Okay. So it means that Google owns it. The own email function belongs to Google. That's why it's the possessive form of the pronoun it. Okay, and not the it apostrophe S. While for this one, so it's a dream come true. So it is a dream come true. It was a dream come true. Right? Because we can actually understand whenever we take out the contraction. So if you are getting confused when to use apostrophe S or when to not use apostrophe S, you can try to do that. Take out the contraction, right? Would it make sense? Would it make sense if you take out the contraction? Would it not make sense if I take it out? Okay, if it makes sense, then that's good, right? But if it does not make sense, like this one, Google has its own email function. It does not make sense, right? So technically, that's going to be incorrect. Okay, so there. This is one of the common confusion, especially in the written English. Like, am I going to use it or am I going to use it apostrophe S? Okay, common, very, very, very common confusion that happens. Okay, so again, for it apostrophe S, it's a contraction. Okay, for it is, it has, it was. While for it's without an apostrophe on it, this is the possessive form of the pronoun it. Okay. So there. Apart from its or it apostrophe S, another common confusion that happens here. This is very common as well. So we have here there, or there. They all sound the same, right? So we have there, or they apostrophe re. Okay, so what are the differences of these three as well? So for these three, they all have different usage as well. I'm not sure if we can hear it, but it's actually raining now on our end. Okay, hopefully you guys would not be able to hear it. But anyway, so for there, this one, it's the possessive form of the pronoun as well. For they, right? It's a possessive form of the pronoun. While for there, okay, there, we are pointing to a place, right? We're pointing to something if we are saying the word there. While for there, which is the contraction. So this is a contraction of they are or they were, right? Depending if it's present or if it's going to be the past form of the tense. Okay, so these are some of the examples that we do have. So their mom made them eat vegetables since it's the it is belong to them, right? They are happy because they got paid they get paid today. They were happy because they got paid today. Okay, and are you sure she's not there? Okay, if you're pertaining to a specific place, okay, so we are going to use the word there for that. So it's the opposite of the word here, right? So there versus there. Okay, there, it means belonging to, so possession, possessive form of the pronoun. There, pertaining to a place, pointing to a place that's not here. And then there, okay, contraction of the word they are. Okay, so there. So just like with its and apostrophe s, it, apostrophe s, right? So there's the contraction. There's also the possessive form of the pronoun as well. Okay, an additional there, there, there. Okay, so this one is pertaining to the place. Apart from that, here, your. Okay, the your versus your debate. Okay, this is something that you commonly see as well. This is quite the most common one, the your versus your. Okay, the one with apostrophe RE. So just like what we have mentioned, for the your, this one without the apostrophe RE. So this is the possessive form of the pronoun you, right? It means belonging to you, belonging to someone. While the your apostrophe RE, so this is a contraction of the word you are, you were. Okay, so there. So for you're welcome, okay, it's not the your, okay, without the apostrophe RE welcome, okay, so it's always you apostrophe RE welcome because it's a shortened form of you are welcome, right? Okay, so just in case, because some people has confusions with it whenever they're using you're welcome. Should I do your without apostrophe? Should I do your apostrophe RE welcome? Okay, so there. So for your welcome, it's going to be you apostrophe RE welcome since it's just a shortened form of you are welcome. Okay. And here another example for yours. So submit your report when you're finished. So we have your, we have you apostrophe RE as well. So submit your report when you are finished. Okay, so there. So that's the usage of your and your with apostrophe on it. Okay, again, your without apostrophe, possessive form of the pronoun you. Okay, so if you are pertaining to something that belongs to the other person, okay, that the other person is possessing, so we are going to use your for that. But if it's going to be just a contraction of the words you are, you were, so we're going to use you apostrophe RE for that. Okay. There. Other word usage that we do have, we also have for business versus colloquial. There. Okay. So just like the shortened form or the slang form of the word versus the business, the more formal way of saying it. Okay, first one, this one, very common. I hear it a lot as well in the speaking, in the spoken English language. Since it's something that we hear a lot as well, like from series, for example. Okay, or just someone speaking the English language, we hear the words gonna, wanna. Okay, they're slang. Technically, they don't really exist. Okay, so instead of saying the words gonna, wanna, okay, so you can say instead going to or want to. Okay, so don't be used in saying I'm gonna go. Okay, I wanna go. Okay, that's the slang form of the words. So instead of that, to be more formal for it, okay, you can say going to or I want to. Okay. Also these words. So yeah, yup, right? This is something that we're used to saying. Yeah, yup. So you can say instead yes. Okay, same thing with nope, no, right? Sometimes you might say it nope, no, nuh-uh. Okay, so don't say that. Okay, instead say no. Okay, unless of course you're talking to your friends, so that's fine. But if you're talking to clients, for example, okay, or someone you're not close to, right? So you can say these terms instead. So going to, want to, yes. Okay. Also, we have here not a problem, no worries, sure. If they say thank you, right? Some of us tends to respond with no worries about it. Okay, sure, not a problem. Okay, so let's try to acknowledge the thank you instead. So proper response for thank you, right, is you're welcome. Okay, or if you don't want to say you're welcome, I'm glad I could help. Okay, depending on the context, of course. Okay, instead of just simply saying no worries, okay, because it would sound like it felt like a worry for them, or it's going to be a disturbance, right? That's why you said no worries, or saying the word sure, just sure. You are not really acknowledging the thank you. Okay, sure. Okay, so it's just a simple response. So don't ever say sure in response to thank you. Okay, you're not acknowledging the thank you. Okay, of whoever you are talking to. Okay, or not a problem. Okay. So instead, you can just simply say you're welcome, right? That's the normal response that we have for thank you. Or if you did assist them with something, okay, for example, in that particular context, and you don't want to say you're welcome, right? You can just simply say, I'm glad I can help. Okay, or for example, for words like give me a sec, hold on, or one moment, especially this one, give me a sec, right? Don't shorten the words, okay? Especially if you're talking to clients, for example. Okay, so instead of sec, give me a second. That would be a bit better. Okay, that's going to be a bit better. Okay, so these are the common fillers that everyone has when they're searching for something, for example, or they want the other person to wait on the line because they're going to do something else. It's give me a sec, hold on, one moment. Okay, so instead of that, may I ask for blah blah minutes? Okay, may I ask for 5 minutes to do this and that? Okay, or if you're getting something for them, may I ask for blah blah to get that information? Okay, it depends on the context, of course. So this is just general. Okay, it really depends on the context. Okay, but please refrain from saying give me a sec. Okay, that's informal, right? And it's not the full word even. How difficult it is to say second, right? It will just take a second of your time to say second instead of saying sec, right? So there. Okay, and fragmented sentences as well, or fragmented questions. Like for example, you're asking for their contact details, you're asking for their name, you're just going to say phone number, mobile number, name, right? So it's kind of informal, and you can ask it in a full question. So may I have your name? May I have your contact details? May I have your phone number? May I have your mobile number? May I have this information? Right? Instead of just simply asking like contact details, name, right? Are you in a hurry? Why are you asking that way? Right? It's going to sound very informal if your questions or your sentences as well are fragmented, especially for questions, right? If you're asking an information in that way, so it's going to be very informal. So it would not hurt you if you're going to ask in a full question, full sentence form of question, okay? And it's always better if we can use may instead of can, right? If it's can, it sounds like there's no option. Okay, at least for may, you're providing option. It sounds more open. Okay, for using may instead of can. Okay, can I have your number? So it will sound better if you can ask me, I have your number. Okay, at least if they cannot, right? But if you may not, okay, they will be able to provide that information. Okay, so these are just some of the common business versus colloquial terms that you can take note of. Okay, especially since you're going to have clients on your own. Okay, so try to take note of some of this because some of them are very commonly used, especially with Filipino English, like the yeah, yup, nope, nah, right? Or the gonna, wanna. Okay, so instead of saying those, you can just simply say yes, no, right? Or going to, want to, and please refrain from shortening words as well, unless you're talking to a friend. Okay, if you're talking to someone in regards for business, so please don't shorten your words. Okay. It will never hurt you to say the full word or say it in full sentences, say it in full questions. Okay, that will always be better. Okay, okay. So there. So these are just some of those that we do have. And again, we also have the other word usage. Okay, when to use these particular words. So this would apply more, of course, to the written form. Okay, because of course, if it's on the verbal English, we would not really be able to distinguish, right? You would not specifically say that you're welcome. It's the U apostrophe R-E, right? You just simply say you're welcome, right? You would not specifically spell it out. So this would apply more to the written English form, right? So at least now we're aware about this, right? So for this one, this is more commonly for the verbal English, of course. So this spoken English, since this is something that we would say to the other party. So let's just be mindful about it. Okay, let's be more mindful about it, especially for these terms, because commonly, even in interview settings, we hear, for me, I do interviews as well. I commonly hear these terms, the yeah, yup, nope, okay, or yeah, I'm gonna, I wanna, okay. It's understandable that we Filipinos are saying it because we commonly hear it as well from series, for example, or from other people as well. But in a business sense, in a formal sense, okay, so please refrain from speaking these type of words. Okay, so to make it more sound formal, so say yes, no, okay, or yes, what is the yes all about? No, what is the no all about? Okay, instead of just simply saying yes or no, okay, or again, instead of gonna, wanna, going to, want to. Okay, when I was young, I actually used gonna, wanna when I was like around in high school because I hear it um, from series, right, from movies like that. Then my teacher called me out because they're not real words. So after that, it etched into my brain. So that's something that I always share to everyone because I hear it a lot as well from others. Okay, so instead of saying these terms, so there, the more formal way to say it. Okay, so there. So these are just some of additional tips that we have with the spoken English language that you can take note of, especially when you will have your own clients, when you will have your own interviews as well. Okay, there. Okay, and then for the next session that we will be having, we'll also have something related to punctuations, specifically related to the written English as well. Okay, when to use the punctuation marks, especially this, it's very important for us to take a note about this, especially for you guys, if you are really pursuing the virtual assistant career path, right? It's not something that's going to be very stale that, okay, it's just going to be talking to someone. It's just going to be this task. It's just going to be that task. You have a lot of tasks that you can take on, right? If it's going to be relating to virtual assistant. So you can be this, you can be that to other client. You can be this, you can be doing this task to this client, a different task to other clients. So you really need to be flexible, right? For this type of career path, if you would really like to excel in this path that you're going to take. So one of the things that we will be discussing as well is related to punctuation marks. Okay, especially if, for example, you're going to send emails, you're doing chats as well, or you're going to post something, right? So appropriate punctuation marks is going to be very helpful because that totally affects the meaning, okay, of the message that you are trying to convey in regards with the usage of the punctuation marks. A single comma can actually give a big difference on how the sentence or the meaning of the sentence will be um, understood by the people who are actually reading it. That's why punctuations are very important. Okay, it's not very obvious, of course, when we're speaking, right? That there are punctuations here. There's a punctuation here, okay? We would be able to only have those imaginary punctuations if we're speaking when we pause, right? If there's a short pause or there's a punctuation mark there, if we pause for some time, there's a period there, right? But it's not something that we would say, right? Okay, hi, comma, blah, 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 period, right? So it would be more obvious on the written sense. So it's very, very important to have the correct punctuation marks because it would totally affect, okay, the message that you will be conveying to the readers as well. So we'll have that when to use the period. What's the correct usage of periods, commas, especially. We'll also have exclamation point, for example, colons, semicolons. Okay, so we'll also have that in regards of the usage of the punctuation marks. Okay, so your punctuation will express what you mean. So following their correct usage will make the writing easier to read and more appealing as well. And of course, for the correct understanding. Okay, because what if you have other meaning that you would want to express with what you have written, but the other party did misunderstand it because of lack of punctuation marks or incorrect usage of the punctuation marks. Okay, because that would really totally help out a lot. Like for example, where is my notepad? Okay, so here, not this one. Okay, like for example, for this particular sentence, this one. Okay, a woman without her man is nothing, right? So how are we able to understand this? A woman without her man is nothing. It's very simple, right? A woman would not exist without a man, right? That's the meaning that we have for this particular sentence. There's no punctuation there. There's none. So it's just one whole thought, right? But if, for example, you add punctuation marks, here, a woman. So what is the meaning of a woman? Without her, comma, man is nothing. There. Adding punctuation marks will give you different meaning. Okay, for the sentence that we have, like this one, a woman without her man is nothing versus a woman without her man is nothing. It would totally give out a different meaning, right? That's why punctuation marks are very powerful. They're very helpful as well. Okay, because it's totally the opposite of this particular sentence, right? It's the total opposite of the meaning. Okay, another one. Um, Here. Please don't stop what you're doing, right? How are we able to understand this? It means that you would need to continue, right? Continue whatever you're doing. So for example, if you're reading something, so just continue reading. If you're watching something, just continue watching. If you have a task that you're currently doing, so just simply continue the task that you are actually doing, right? Now, what if we add punctuations? Like for example, why is it in uppercase? Sorry. Okay, for example here, instead of just simply a period, we added exclamation points. So please don't stop what you're doing, right? So here it conveys the meaning of not stopping whatever you're doing. So just simply continue, right? If you're reading, writing, doing something, go ahead, continue that. But here on this particular sentence that we've added some punctuation marks on, specifically the exclamation point, please don't stop what you're doing. You're wanting to express that they need to stop, right? Whatever they're doing. So for example, if they're putting up something on the wall, they need to stop putting that something on the wall, right? If they're doing a particular task, so they need to stop doing that particular task. Okay, so it conveys a totally different meaning if we are using the correct punctuation marks. That's why this is going to be very important, especially in the written form. Okay, because if we're just simply speaking it, we can express that, right? With our tones, with our pauses, we would be able to totally express the correct meaning of whatever we would want to express, right? You can just simply say a woman without her man is nothing versus a woman without her man is nothing, right? Your dramatic pauses, your short pauses, if you're speaking, would totally help out a lot. Okay, so in written English, it's the punctuation marks that would help us do that. Okay, so please don't stop what you're doing versus please don't stop what you're doing. Okay, so on the future sessions that we'll be having, we'll go through the punctuation marks as well. Okay, but for just for the basic punctuation marks like your period, commas, as well, exclamation point, colons, semicolons, Okay, so we'll have those specific punctuation mark question marks as well. Okay, so we'll have these different information. Okay, and we'll also have, or at least I'll have you guys read as well a particular script for tomorrow or on Thursday. I'll have you guys read a particular script relate that is kind of related to customer service for scheduling of appointments. That's one of the tasks that's available for VAs as far as I'm aware. Okay, so scheduling appointments. So I'll have you guys read a script on that as well, maybe for tomorrow or if not on Thursday, so that you'll be able to practice as well the tone, okay, the pronunciation as well, the pacing, okay, so that we would be able to correct whatever needs to be corrected or at least give a feedback on whatever needs to be feedback on. Okay, there. But for now, that's what I have for you for now. For the session for today, we'll continue tomorrow once again, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. for the punctuation. So I'll give the rest of the time, especially for those who will have other sessions after this. Okay, so that you'll be able to rest for a few minutes before you continue with the other sessions that we will be having. But if you don't have any other session, then really out, right? So that you can enjoy the rest of the day that you guys still have left. So anyway, thank you very much again for attending the session today. And I hope you guys were able to have some takeaways. And I'll meet you guys again tomorrow. Thank you. I hope you have a good rest of the day.
Thank you, Coach.
You're welcome. Thank you
Coach,
as
Thank you,
have a
well.
great
Coach.
day.
Coach, thank
Coach.
you.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Coach.
You're welcome.
See you tomorrow.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.